Hey peeps, how you doing? Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. We have coffee. We have coffee. Oh, is that going to get really loud again? Let me check. Let me check. Stop getting louder. There we go. Yes, I hope you're well. Chilled out early stream. These ones are always pretty chilled. Back doing some more PZ. Oh, all things are happening. Things are happening. Yeah, so some more PZ today. This is one of my new double stream days. I think. Hope this is gonna work. Hopefully I'm not gonna be wrecked by like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You'll see. Didn't sleep very well. I've got a lot of coffee. So there's gonna be 2 streams today with a break in between so I can get some dinner. So this one will be probably 3 hours, and then there'll be another one at 8. And I'm going to see how this works out. See how this works out with my schedule and me get my energy levels and stuff. But hopefully everything is alright. Well, let me just give that. I'm just going to move you guys, turn you guys a little tiny bit. That's better. I think that's usually better. There we go. You'll see that Smudge and the Christmas things have gone. I'm just here, sadly. Christmas is over. Although actually we've decided in our house, because of the whole state of the world and the lockdown and everything, screw it. Christmas is going on. We're not officially taking the decorations taking the decorations down. Screw it. Anyone wants to challenge me on that? I think this is a year of exceptions. This is a Christmas of exceptions as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to be keeping our decorations up for a little while. Right, so let's get over into Little Toves. Hopefully I've got the game actually selected. Oh, we've still got the keyboard thing on. That's not supposed to be on. Let's turn it off for a second. I think I can just do that myself. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to carry on with this. I have to say I'm quite enjoying this now. I've had a little bit of a, you guys might have noticed, but a bit of a hiatus with Planet Zoo in terms of like video content and stuff. I think it's something that a lot of people have had with the game, and I think it was about my turn to have just a bit of a period where I was like, oh, I can't really be facing it. But I think I've kind of come back into kind of looking forward to playing this again. I'm fiddling around my microphone, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it right because it does make quite a big difference. Yeah, so I have actually done some work on this off camera. Not loads. Not a whole load, but I redid this whole canopy section. If you remember from the last stream, it was a little bit janky and we had all gaps and stuff in it, and it looked like it wasn't going to be great. And I ended up kind of deciding it was easier just to rip it out and start again. So I did that, and I'm happy with the way this one looks. I'm not sure how much actual, like, I don't think this is supposed to be, I don't know. I played around with the idea and was like, what's the purpose of this thing? What does it actually do? Hey Heather, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm much happier with it now. It was like at the end of the last stream, like I think this keeps happening. Like I do stuff on the stream that I'm like, okay, that's the idea, that's the concept, but the execution isn't quite there yet. So I think I'm happier with this one now. And it's a lot cleaner. It's still got a few little janky edges and stuff. It doesn't really have much of a purpose in terms of it being like a rain shade or anything, because everyone would still get soaked. So we're just going to kind of go with it and not worry about it too much, and say it's just a kind of a shade. So I've done a load of work with obviously I redid all that, so that was quite a bit of work. I've done a load of work with lights and actually really loving the light. There's more and more of time that I spend in this game that I really like the light, like the night. It looks so good. Like the lighting effects. Like look at that. I mean, I'm not sure you can see that, but I've been playing more. Oh, you can probably see that. See that lens flare that's like on the right hand side of the screen there? And like that halo that you get from the light and stuff, it's so cool. Yeah, I've been playing a lot with. I'm really happy actually because I'd managed to turn my graphics settings up to ultra. Now you guys are still only getting 720p, but 720p, a 720p version of ultra graphics is still better than what I was doing before. How long we can sustain that for, I don't know. Certainly in Missoula I was pretty much having to play on medium, but this I'm really enjoying. So I'll show you the sort of the changes. Not loads of changes yet, but I did a load of extra lighting and stuff. I'm really happy with this little back path now. I think that dome had something, and actually what I did is I did sort of several things. I did all these kind of low level lights, which are actually these aquatic ones, but if you just like sink them right back into the wall, they're a nice little kind of floor light. I actually then put a bunch of things down. Hey Razzle Dazzle, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. I did a bunch of lights pointing down, and then I did a few lights kind of lighting up the canopy as well. So there's some lights hidden in the rock here that point up at the canopy. And then I've got a couple of these kind of floodlights that then light the floor of here and stuff. It's going to be both today, Wes. If you read the schedule in the Discord, it's actually both. The ARC stream is starting at 8. I can't put it in the Twitch stream. Well, I haven't worked out to put it in the Twitch schedule as 2 different streams, but yeah, it's 2 different streams today. So ARC stream is starting at 8. Well, my time 8, so in like 6 hours. So yeah, and then I just did a load. I think I can't remember if I'd done this before. At the end of the last stream, I think I had this path lighting and stuff. I think maybe I did a little bit more down here. I did a little bit of detail on that. Put a light on the tree there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm enjoying the night. Enjoying the night quite a lot. Oh, I lit the canopy as well. I lit that canopy back there just with some spots. Just as a kind of interesting thing as you come down this little walkway. You got kind of a little light, some little light points down there. I'm not really sure how I put these in here. I think those are right. I guess the leaves are supposed to sit on top of the water. The plants themselves actually pop up. Yeah, I quite liked that. I thought that added something because it was I guess it was a little bit difficult to work out what that was. I'm still not 100% happy with that one back there. It looks like it kind of needs. I don't think it's going to be doable, but it would be so nice to be able to get some sort of sag in that. Do you know what I mean? So it's got like it doesn't look like, because at the moment it looks like it's made out of steel or something. It's supposed to be canvas, but it doesn't really feel like that at the moment. And then I started this little info board, which I'm not sure we're going to keep. So before I forget, yeah, lighting makes a big difference, dude. Lighting does make a big difference. Just to kind of everything feeling a bit more rounded. Because the thing is, you can now do stuff. You didn't used to be able to do this, but if you notice, this light over here is now on permanently. So when we first started the game, you couldn't turn lights on. They came on automatically. You can have it set to come on automatically now. So when it gets dark in the game, the light will switch on. but being able to put lights in areas where they're on, because this is actually quite a little dingy, just because of the, well, it's not dingy, it's just shaded, so it's kind of useful to be able to do that. The bad habit of just forgetting the light. Yeah, I didn't used to do it that much, but I've really got into it now. I absolutely love spending. I'm sort of spending more time doing the lighting, focusing on the lighting than I should be probably. But all right, Wes. Hopefully see you later. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else new that I've done. We've still got an absolute boatload to do in this habitat. I'm still not 100% sure whether there's going to be an episode out on Friday. I'm trying to work out if I can put out an episode that's kind of like of the stuff that we've done so far, and then because I'm kind of conscious that I haven't put an episode out on my YouTube channel for a while on Planet Zoo. Oh, I did a little bit of kind of decoration back there as well. Just felt like it needed something. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, the lighting in here, I'm really happy with now. Like, you don't have to do loads, and actually what you end up having to do with the lighting often is turn it right down. So like these floods, for example, I had to choose basically like a black colour in order to get it just to soften. Like I wanted those lights, and those lights are actually these, but in order just to get it, stop it from being really bright, I had to turn them right down to a black, like almost like a black. It just focused my zoos on day anyway, but I guess it could even better with the lighting. Yeah, well, that's what I was just saying. So actually, the fact that you can now add lights that are on in the day does make quite a difference. So when you get a little kind of dark corner, a little nook or something, just put something in that's a light that's like a little bit, like a slightly discreeter light. So like this is just you know, obviously in the night that's quite bright, but in the day it's on anyway, just because it's kind of dark down that corner. So what we're going to do today is, I have a couple of things in my head for education boards. We're not going to actually do the education boards because they take me ages. This one's quite simple. That seems really bright now. Now I've turned the lights on, my eyes are like adjusting. But I do need to just to remind myself, I'm gonna just have a little look at something, whether you can use these as like a nice kind of way of getting a color gradient. So there's a couple of little things I'd like to do with education boards on the seals. I haven't looked up the factoids yet, but it's like a depth thing. So some sort of like depth gauge as to how deep that they dive. I don't think they dive especially deep, grey seals. And then maybe something about their blubber as well. So like how they stay warm. Kind of really enjoying putting stuff in. I always have, I think, stuff that's kind of a little bit more interactive. Yeah, so this is going to be sort of similar to this, but like a little kind of depth indicator. As I said, I'm not really going to do it. I'm just doing something to remind me. So what I guess I could do something about what they eat as well, like the amount of fish they eat. That might be quite fun. So let's just do that. That's going to remind me somehow, and then let's put a sign up with it. This is obviously not the thing I'm doing, but I'm just putting this up so I've got some sort of cue. Because what often happens is that I think of something. Quite often say there's often like loads of ideas, and then sometimes I kind of struggle to remember all of the things that I've thought of. I quite often think of them in the middle of the night when I'm like supposed to be asleep. So depth, blubber, and food. So what shall we work on today? So we could carry on working on this little area. I do need to work out what I'm doing around this upper platform. God, is that not even... none of that's even flat. I guess it's pretty flat. Yeah, so I've got to work out what I'm doing with this upper platform. I think I didn't have this, but I've now got this little path that comes around the back here. Oh, and there's going to be some sort of times, like this is going to be like show times. That needs to be made into a proper sign. I've got a load of work to do on proper signs, basically, which I don't mind doing. It's just it's not something I want to do on stream because it's a bit grindy. It's quite difficult to be kind of chatting and interactive with you guys when it's when I'm just doing stuff like that. These I think still need stuff done to them as well. I mean, in fact, that could be my depth gauge thing, couldn't it? That could be my depth gauge because these don't really do very much at the moment. So that's about holding your breath. I don't know. So, where shall we work today? This is getting pretty close to being... This section is getting pretty close to being done. Oh god, I forgot I have all of that under there. Let's just get that little bit of rock away. I have all of the elephant grass under here to stop the seals from coming up the beach, basically, because otherwise they'd be in and over that barrier in a shot. Did I do some stuff back here? Oh, I don't think I had this in here either. So oh no, I did that on the last stream. I don't know what that one's going to be yet. Well, this is supposed to be like... This was going to be like frogs or newts or something. So this needs a better sign as well. Yeah, I've got like a bunch of work to do on signs. I've been noticing that I saw something on I can't remember what they're calling it now. Is it Beyond Wolf that they're calling it? I think that's a mashup of their names. Estan and Drew. I very rarely get to catch the live streams. It was the one I kind of was sending you all to yesterday. No, Tuesday. I somehow never really end up... Often they're streaming late at night for me because they're both American. Or maybe Estan's actually Canadian, I can't remember. Or maybe they're both Canadian. Yeah, it's a real... I have to say, it's quite inspiring for me because I find that often the Planet Zoo community is like a lot of people that are really good at the game, very, very intensely into like realism and stuff. And I'm not saying it's not realistic that, but it is basically about fun. And it's nice to see someone actually just kind of going, screw it, let's just let our creative minds run wild and do something we want to do. And I think that was the thing that Estan was talking about that's kind of, you know, reignited his enthusiasm. You know, screw the budget, all of that sort of stuff. Just do something, even if it's just fantasy. That I really kind of inspired me a lot. Yeah, exactly. And you don't see, for me, I don't see enough of that. I see a lot of people just kind of doing stuff that's like either recreation or authenticity. And yeah, and I don't know if they feel like they're having fun. Those two guys really feel like they're having fun. I mean, yeah. So it was, for me, it was like a real, it was a real kind of thing that was like, okay, I need to stop worrying about, oh my goodness me, wowzers. Thank you very much, Felix. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. That is crazy. Welcome, peeps. Crikey, you've just thrown... I was sitting here having my coffee. Sitting here having my coffee, all chilled. I better show you peeps around then. So my name's Toves. This is pretty chilled. We're playing some Planet Zoo. I'm assuming, Felix, you were playing Planet Zoo as well. We've been working on this grey seal habitat for quite some time. And we're just catching the peeps up with all of the new stuff. So, yeah, if you haven't seen me before, I'm sort of finding my way back into the game. I'm playing every Tuesday and Thursday at the moment. But we've been working on this grey seal habitat since the aquatic pack came out. I'll give you a little tour. Sorry, Chrissy, I missed your comment there. Okay, Toes, I slept with like shit, so your job is to use your soothing foreign voice to put me in. My voice is not foreign, your voice is foreign. No, everybody's voice is foreign to someone else, isn't it, I guess? So we'll do a little tour. I'll show you the... So this is Seal Beach. It's very, very much work in progress. I guess I should unpause it. It's a one-off habitat at the moment. It may well become a it may well become a zoo. I don't know. I haven't massively decided yet. We've got this kind of little backstage tunnel thing with a gate, which is going to end up going round to the back of the habitat. We've got this little kind of education arena thing with a lady doing her talk, which is super cool. And they're actually standing there. They're actually chilling out and watching the dudes. Yeah, loads of things that are kind of still work in progress. This whole middle section is work in progress. There's going to be a way. Well, there is at the moment a way for them to get up and down. And then we have this secondary area, which is down this back path. So you come out of the back of the arena. Kind of wish I could control which ways they come in and out, but hey ho. Oh, don't look at all the detritus over there. Oh, they're using that top section now. They've started using that top section. So this is a little implied habitat which needs a sign fixing up for it. And then this is the lower area. So yeah, it's coming along. It's got a long way to go. I was showing everybody the lights basically. Chrissy, for you that obviously you've seen this a bunch of times. But oh, he still makes it over there as well. That's cool to see. He still makes it over there and goes back again. Very cool. Oh, they're both coming in now as well. Yeah, so I fixed up the lights. I did a load of work on the lights. I've lit this canopy, saying I'm still not 100% happy with that canopy. It looks like the people are exploring more now. Oh, cool. They're coming to this upper section. So I was a bit worried they wouldn't come to that upper section. We added this upper section in obviously because this has got a better view, like over to this little lounging pool type deal. So yeah, trying to work out what I'm working on really today. Came in just at the right time. Yeah, it did. So I think we're going to work on. I think we'll work on some more of this kind of this just bedding and stuff here. Thank you very much, Remix. Appreciate it. I'm a bit slow. I have to say I'm kind of finding my way back into PZ. Oh, and Chrissy, I replaced the whole canopy thing. I replaced the canopy because I wasn't happy with it. Now I'm happy with it. You'll see the failed attempts over here. This was the original one that we were using, which was like this. Oh. If you remember, it was like that. and I don't actually mind. I kind of don't. I quite like the fact that it's like the two shapes are different. And then I started doing this one, and then when I put that one in, I was like, it's just too much. Looks a bit like Hellraiser. And then I settled on this one, and it's got the sort of canopy sections that hold it down and stuff. But yeah, pretty happy with it. I think it's good, alright. But yeah, let's actually make some progress. Trying to decide where I'm going to work. There's so many different bits to do. Still, I'm not touching any of the backstage stuff yet. We could work on this edge. Maybe we should work on this edge. What's that? Is that an important post? No. Good. And this whole kind of floating thing is still working all right. Occasionally they like the paths update and they can't get around there, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, I think we'll actually work on this. I think we'll just kind of work on this bedding for now, and then we'll carry on up maybe up the top. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty chilled as usual. So this is the slightly more tropical area, isn't it? So I mean, I guess I could do something. Yeah, it doesn't need to be something too amazing, does it? I'm just going to go back to pretty much what we were doing last time. Yeah, I had to say I didn't have a great night's sleep either, Chrissy, so I'm a little bit, brain's a little bit, like, the coffee's doing its job, but it's going to take a few minutes for me to wake up, get with the world. What am I doing again? How does this all work? Yeah, and like, oh god, I was just thinking, we're looking at the new. So I came off the stream last night, House Flipper stream last night, to like a million text messages from my friends and my brother and various different people in America. So yeah, strange. Obviously not necessarily inviting a political conversation, but I guess just kind of sending love and hippie light to anyone in America at the moment, whatever side of the political spectrum you're on. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's all a bit scary, very strange. Got quite a few friends. I think I've said this before, but I went to uni. I did a year of studying in America when I was at uni, and I've travelled a lot in America, and I really have a lot of time for America. And I've been to Washington, and I've been to a lot of different states, and it's kind of just a bit crazy. It's just all a bit, doesn't look like. I think this is all getting a bit much, actually. Let's just take that back a bit. My brain is fuzzy, and my well, your fuzzy brain will put my fuzzy brain down. We'll cross the streams, and brain fuzziness will cure itself. Two fuzzy brains make a non-fuzzy brain, something like that. So I'm trying to use the natural, or this more natural looking stone in the flower beds. So where it looks like it's supposed to be real, so this is deliberately not supposed to be real in the splash zone. We still got that barrier thing. I can't unsee this thing with a barrier now, since that's stream the other day. Well, like I don't think I'd ever really paid that much attention to it. I just accepted the fact that there was a barrier there. It kind of could be a toggle, wasn't it? It was a day, that's for sure. It was a strange day. Very strange day. What is one of your favourite real life zoos for inspiration? I don't know specifically, because I don't think it really depends what you're doing. So I look at quite a lot. well, I go between different things. Sometimes I try not to. Sometimes I try not to look too much at real life pictures, because the tendency can be, going back to what I was saying about Estan and Drew. Like I think the way my brain works is that if I look at something like a really detailed picture of something, like we have kind of done with the community zoo, there's my tendency is to like try and recreate that, and what I should just be using it is for like a trigger to like inspire me. And what sometimes I tend to do is to look really, really closely and try and recreate it like pixel for pixel. And I quite enjoyed doing that, but it's a real different thing to like just go nuts with your creativity. So I look at quite a lot of things like Zoo Chat. And what's the other one? There's another one. There's another good kind of online library of different zoo habitats and stuff. I think it's called Zoolex or something like that. Typically, if you Google like a habitat name, you'll end up in one of these two places. But for example, but I have used stuff. Thanks for that. My sorry, I didn't understand that. I didn't actually ask you anything. Thanks. As my phone just woke up in my pocket. Yeah, I used for the Tropical Dome project. I used the inspiration for that was the Parc Zoologique in Paris, the dome of that, and I did an all right job. Actually, what was quite interesting of that is that I think it kind of helped me, because what I could get in terms of the inspiration pictures was pretty limited. You could see the actual structure, and you could see a few internal shots, but you couldn't do a walk around and stuff of the dome. And so what that meant was that I could kind of just interpret. I could fill in the gaps in my brain inside. And what that meant was that I had kind of just the jump off point, and then not have to worry about like be too obsessive about it. But there's so many. I mean, a lot of the North American zoos are really pretty incredible. That one we used, yeah, but I don't think you necessarily have to Google like zoos either. Like if you're looking at a location, if you have like a location in mind, or just like a feeling of architecturally what something should look like, just look at that. Like, I don't know, when I was working on Missoula, it was like buildings in Montana. Like we flew around in Missoula and looked at the mountains and looked at various different things. One really underrated real life zoo has been given the great inspiration is yeah, I've seen that one before. There's so many good ones. It really depends what you're doing, I'd say. We'll go a few foes in here, I think. But yeah, it depends what. I guess it depends what. If you're in like a real creative lock, having something that's an inspiration can help to get you out of that. Like technically, to help you get back into the groove of technically doing work, playing in the game. But yeah, I think the thing that the thing that I love, which is the creative, just kind of going for it. I struggle to get that from looking at inspiration pictures too much. It's a little bit like as well why I've said this before as well. I don't think it's the sort of thing you're supposed to say, but in terms of networking purposes and stuff. But I try and limit the amount of other people's streams and other people's content that I watch as well, because I find that I just end up either in kind of impossible comparisons between different people's styles, or disappointed that like that's an idea that I've done, or that something that there's no new ideas and that sort of thing, or you kind of end up in a like, oh, someone's already done that idea, therefore I can't do it sort of thing. But also there's just a bit of like a saturation thing. I don't know if I can watch Planet Zoo and play Planet Zoo all the time. I feel like actually I'm more inclined to play Planet Zoo when I'm not watching it so much. If that makes sense. But yeah, lots of good zoos. I mean, I'm always kind of looking. I did start a little series, which I think I'm going to continue at some point, which is more like a recreation thing. So I think I will do something that's like, I think I called it like Zoo Focus or something. It was only when I did the Chester Zoo entrance for the charity stream, or for that charity thing that I was doing. So Chester Zoo, big UK zoo, and they were in financial difficulties, as many zoos are. Or were. I don't think it's quite as bad as it was. And so they were kind of, they had an appeal, and I didn't. Well, I mean, I did like a little kind of charity recreation thing, which I kind of enjoyed, and that was kind of nice because it was. That's way too big. What am I doing? It was quite nice doing something. It was quite nice doing something kind of as verbatim as that, and I was pretty happy that I did. I think I'm a bit of an obsessive. That's the problem. If I'm actually trying to do a recreation, then like I'm not kind of. I need to be able to see a lot of it. I need to be able to really see a lot of it. And I need to be able to be happy that I'm actually really doing a good job of recreating it. Or you just go the complete other extreme, which is what I'm doing here, where I've looked at a couple of pictures. This was based on, I can't remember I don't think I've got I don't know if I've even got the inspiration photographs. I think I showed them in the very first stream. A habitat in Hawaii, which actually was I think was a crocodile habitat, and that was the jumping off point for this, but I'm kind of alright with that. I think it's really pretty nothing-y, but I don't actually mind it. Maybe we can get some of the. I still haven't learnt all the new aquatic stuff. Subaquatic. Some of these are quite good just for like little bits of filler and stuff. But yeah, I think for me, finding the balance between having fun. I mean, I think, to be honest, the most important thing to me is for it to be fun. And obviously different people get different enjoyment out of different things. But I think for me, like there's a somewhere between being obsessive about, like I want it primarily my thing is like, I just want it to look nice. And if I'm having kind of thoughts or conversations or feedback about something being too expensive, I'm like, what? It's a game? Like it just needs to look cool. it's not fun for me to go, or would they actually pull that path because that path might be too expensive? Like, it takes the fun out of it a little bit. Too expensive. I don't look at the prices. I know exactly. Well, I mean, I think that is the line between where realism, where if you're playing, yeah, it's then too realistic. Oh, I know I haven't done this yet. Let's play around with some ideas as to what this could be. So, I've had a few thoughts that this could be some sort of shack. But I don't know if that's gonna, because I thought it would be kind of cool to have something as like a visual, yeah, a little visual point there. Because at the moment you're seeing the transition, which I don't really want. So maybe let's grab a couple of these. Let's play around with what this might look like. That was really weird, that host, wasn't it? I don't know if we actually got anybody, because like it's quite unusual for someone to host you and not say hello. I don't know if you were here, Felix, or you were here at all, or if anybody was in that chat. But it said, it sort of threw me a little bit because it said 270 people viewing, but the number never changed in the room. I don't know if that was just Twitch or what, but it's quite unusual for that to be the way that a host goes. It's a bit weird. I'm like, I didn't really understand what happened. I mean, that's not at all me being ungrateful, but it was a little bit strange. I'm quite new to the whole Twitch thing, so I don't quite understand. Now, usually when, if we host someone, I see you guys all in the chat. Not necessarily for very long, but I do tend to see most people end up over there and then say hello. And the person that's hosted you usually says hello. So. But yeah, it was a bit weird. Anyway. No bother. Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? I don't know if maybe it was the person hosted me and then didn't actually do it or something. I don't know. Strange, no? Or they looked at my game and were like, "Oh, he's not playing a game." Maybe the guy was playing like Call of Duty or something. I was like, "What? Don't want to do that." That's not what I meant to do. What's going on? What have I actually got here? So I have got a frame. Host and a raid aren't the same thing, right? Yeah. What's the difference? I don't really know. I'm the streamer, but I don't really know the difference. A host is when you're... So you can be automatically hosted by someone. So I've got my host... So you can have it set up so that when you're not... As soon as you're not streaming, that it automatically hosts someone. But you're right. That is potentially the difference between. I'm trying to think if I ever had that situation happen before. What do I want this to look like? I don't think I want it to. I think it needs to have like a pitched roof. Yeah, I don't know if I know the difference between a host and a raid. But you're right, Chrissy, because it's a raid that usually feels like where people come in and the host says hello, or the person that's done it says hello. It's really odd though, because my stats, right, say Felix hosted you for 145 viewers, and then 6 minutes before, there's something weird going on. I've actually got, it says it 3 times that I've been hosted by Felix. 145, 135, 139 and 273. Weird. A raid is when they all come in and switch to your stream. A host, I think it just says on their channel, hey, while I'm away, go check out and so and so. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah. But then I don't get how there'd be a number attached to that. Weird. I don't know if there's was anyone in the chat from Felix's stream. I think we did have one person come in, but I don't know. Anyway, strange. Just confused me. So I've got on my activity feed. So my Twitch thing gives me an activity feed, and I can see it's happened 3 times. I thought it was a raid as well. It did look like a... Well, I'm confused, but... So that's the thing. I don't... If it was... Oh, I don't really understand. I don't understand the difference, to be honest. That's my problem. Right, these are multicolored, aren't they? It sort of says it's slate, but does it have to be slate? Can these be recolored to look like they're like shingles? I think they can. Painted wood color. Yeah, see, that looks like shingles, doesn't it, now, I think? Like wooden shingles. I want it to look... I kind of want it to look like a pier thing, like a dock. See, that could be alright with some pillars going up. What did I use there? Jetty. Oh right, yeah, jetty. Maybe the number is the total number of followers that person has. Maybe, but I've got 3 different sets of numbers for it. I don't recognise that name either. It doesn't matter. I'm sounding like ungrateful. I didn't mean to sound ungrateful at all, but it was just confusing. Because my number never changed. I didn't notice it change anyway. I shall have to do some homework into what that means. Because yeah, I've got the same alert set up for whether it's jetties in the habitat stuff, isn't it? For whether it's a host or a raid, I've got the same alert set up pretty much because I don't even know the difference between the two, which probably isn't very good of me. But... I'm actually gonna get a picture up a second. What's the oh, it's Fisherman's Wharf. Let's have a quick look at that. Fisherman's Wharf. I'm just gonna get some pictures, see if I can find something. Let's put you guys. Let's have a quick look. We have a look at some photographs together. Where's my display capture? Week. Okay, let's do that. Pier 39. That was what my brain was trying to get to. So, like, I could do that kind of thing, because at Pier 39 they're all just kind of, it stinks as well. I seem to remember, and I don't remember ever seeing that many seals. These are, I think they're sea lions as well. I don't think they're seals. Anyone know the difference? Anybody know the difference between a sea lion and a seal? That's kind of more what I'm looking for. Oh, that's Monterey. Oh, that's kind of cool though. That's quite nice looking, isn't it? You know, we've got to be a little bit careful when you're clicking around on the internet on the on the stream. That's a little bit small, but that's quite cool. I like all this as well. This kind of structural integrity. Sea doggo blubber butts. Exactly. I don't know. One's a dog. One was previously a dog that took to water. That's quite cool. We might keep that one. Keep that one over there. What's that one? Pier 39 is the like super touristy bit. The Fisherman's Wharf. That's a game picture. So I quite like that white fencing as well. So this is Monterey again. Alright, we'll go with that picture. We'll go with the one I pulled up before. So this one. We'll use that as our inspo and see what it looks like. So it's got quite nice kind of boarding up there. It's got this red colour. I don't know how I do all of this under gubbins. Concrete. We shall have to look. That might be quite a nice. That might be quite a nice visual style for like the backstage areas and stuff as well. So nothing like this. But can we go from this to that easily enough? My problem is going to be how big. I mean, I guess that can be pretty big. I guess it doesn't have to be that little square section. And it could come all the way down. It could actually fill this whole, like more of this area. Let's have a little play around. I'm just checking you guys are actually back in. Yeah, you go back in the game. So it's actually set back. So it's not like one structure at all. This has all got to go down. I'm wondering if this is a good idea doing it over here at all. Maybe we'll just get like a bit of a visual style going and then we'll apply it over there. That's probably what I'm going to do. So, what can we make those little fences out of? But there is a half wall piece, isn't there? There are half wall pieces. Wood. That. Lurk. You lurk him. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, did I close down my... Oh, hold on. What is it? What is the... What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. My channel doesn't have it because I don't know what it is. Lurk. Exclamation mark lurk. Let's put it in another... I'm trying to get that inspiration picture in another bit. So it's like kind of vertical boards. I mean, I could just make it. I might just make it. Screw looking for that. Right, so thin. Thin. Oh, hello. No. Thin. Bot says so and so is now lurking. Oh, really? Oh, I don't know if I like that. So what, you get a list of people that are in the channel? Oh, you can look at I think you can look at the names of people that are in the channel, but I don't know. I don't know if I lurk that, like, because I quite like lurking myself. I'm pretty sure I can look at the names of people that are in the channel, but I don't know. I quite like lurking anonymously in people's channels sometimes myself. I don't really... Oh, I've pressed the T key. Yeah, I don't mind if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind if people don't want to say hello. It's fine. Sometimes you just put it in the background, don't you? That's good by me. It's probably a Nightbot thing or something, or an extension you can do. So this should all be kind of set back. And what I'm going to have a problem with is if they can actually get around in there. There are pieces, aren't there, that came with the aquatic pack. This. Do these actually end up being kind of nicely coloured? Kind of an orangey red colour on that inspiration picture. Yeah, see, it all goes a bit flat, doesn't it? That's the trouble. That's why often the doing it yourself is I prefer. It's more like if you've been talking and don't want to be rude, you pop that in so they know. Now stop talking to me. I'm lurking. Fair enough. So we'll do this kind of back in. Oh, why have I got it set on 15 at the moment? That's annoying. So we'll build a couple of these little wall sections. What we'll try and do is just build a couple of pieces, some building blocks, and then it doesn't matter. I won't actually build the structure. I'll just have these kind of pieces that I can then use. It's more like if you've been talking and don't want to be rude, you pop that in so they know. I don't really understand. So you're saying it's about it's me acknowledging the lurkers rather than or that they. Oh, is it you saying you're lurking? It says so and so is. Oh, I see. I understand now. I misunderstood what you said. So you're saying when you want to lurk, I got it. I've got it. I didn't understand what you were saying. So you're saying if someone wants to lurk, yeah, I'm still talking to you because you're now lurking, but I think I understand what you're saying now. I thought what you were saying is that it calls out the names of everyone that's lurking in the chat, but that's not what you're saying at all. Someone wants to lurk, they just do the command and lets everyone know. I understand. I've got you. I completely misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you were saying the bot would list out everyone that's in the chat, so everyone that's viewing would be called out, which I thought would be a bit intrusive. Sorry, Chrissy. Sorry. Stop talking to her. She's lurking. Lurk away. Exclamation mark lurk. Go. Initiate lurk mode. Should we ask Chrissy some more questions? What do you think of this, Chrissy? That's fine. I know. I'm drinking my coffee. My coffee always gets a bit cold. This is the problem with a big cup. It gets a big cup. Seems like a good idea, but by the time you get down... Have I showed you this big cup before? I can't remember if I have. Seen the big cup? It's got a map. It's got a map of the world on it. Because of all the places I'm not allowed to go this year, I'm not allowed to do any travelling. This is as good as it gets. The mug of dreams. Or the mug of freedom. It's refused. I'm not allowed it. But when you get down to like there, it's freaking freezing. I have the same problem, Toads. Get cold. I need one of those things. I don't know if people actually have those things. You know those little USB like tea warmers. I need another hot chocolate as well. I've not had another hot chocolate since Christmas. We've got so many like cakes and biscuits and all sorts of stuff left over from Christmas. It's nuts. And because it was then my birthday, there was then like birthday cake as well. Birthday cake galore. Which is like first world problems, I know, but my best friend brought me around a lemon meringue pie yesterday, which bless her, stood on the doorstep with a lemon meringue pie. Like, I'm not allowed to come in, but here, have a lemon meringue pie. And I had the Cyril the Caterpillar or whatever it was as well to eat. Still. I don't know if I want to go to the exact replica of this. Maybe that might be kind of fun. Needs to be a bit thicker than that as well, so we probably double it up. And then these are like a bit more grey. But not red. This is the problem when you colour change things. It loses all the texture, so it goes like to a much flatter texture. It's the only thing. I wonder if there's a nicer piece of wood that I could use for that. Something more interesting. Needs to be flexi coloured though. Property. Do 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 do. Some of these pieces are really not. That's freaking massive. Some of these pieces are really nice. But you do make work for yourself if you try and use something like that. A door. Or a window. Well, that's actually double-sided, so that isn't going to work anyway. So that might be better as a beam. I think that's probably better as a beam anyway. So let's get rid of these. I put my dude there to get some scale, so we kind of get it. The only thing with those is they really don't have hardly any texture to them. What about I kind of want some detail on it. What was I thinking of? What was the piece I was thinking of? There's like a tropical piece that's got like a, maybe it's a sign. It's got like a leaf pattern at the bottom of it. Something that adds some detail to this would be kind of cool. Not what I was after. Yeah, so I've used this before. This is a pretty nice piece. I don't know if I'm going to get away with. Yeah, I probably will. I probably will get away with having that stuck down in the floor. Is this FlexiColor? It's not. So can we do, let's do one in the center. And then push that back. I don't know. Is that a bit ornate? I feel like it's maybe a bit ornate for what this is. Maybe we just need some texture, I think. So we're gonna build like a little set of these effectively. I think that probably needs to be not quite so orange. That's better. I think this needs to be not quite so grey. We could use the. What about an Arctic trellis piece or something? Oh, they're so big. Well, that does add something though, doesn't it? That's kind of interesting. It might be too much over the whole thing. We'll leave that one there and we'll do another one. Hey Chris, how you doing? We're working on this little middle section here. Kind of based off an inspiration picture of Fisherman's Wharf from Monterey that I've got on the other monitor, which is very, very loosely kind of what we're basing it on. I think maybe there's going to be a bit too much, but we'll see with the trellis in there. Maybe if it was Something just to give it a bit of detail. But not too much. That might be interesting. If I hide the two pillars away, that could be kind of cool. Oh, not that way. Actually, what might be better than this? I'm thinking of the rusty, the Australia pack stuff, the like metal work, rusty. Some of that incorporated somewhere. Once I've got kind of a visual style, this is going to be quicker. I'll be able to put it together quickly, but I'm trying to just get an idea of what I want. So I could do that and then like turn these to the way. Oh, how'd that work? That'll work. What about small beams? No. I don't know, I'm thinking like a bit of it open would be kind of nice. So it's got like a... Maybe I'm alright with that. I could do that. It's a shame that piece isn't recolorable. That just looks like a bloody mess. It looks a bloody mess. What's that look like? Maybe the climbing plant fences. Fence. What's the climbing plant fence? Plant. Maybe the climbing plant. What's that then, dude? Not sure I know what you mean. I mean, these are always kind of useful, but I mean, that might be my piece, to be honest. If I just yoink it in there, it's not really a fence, but you know, one of those things you have in the garden to help your plants grow higher, like a lattice, like this bit over here. I think it's the trouble with that is it's sort of similar to this. It's a bit big. Let's try this, but then we'll have a look at that as well. So I'd have to make the whole section bigger. Thank you, Luna, for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Fidgety fidget. That could work. This might work. This might be a bit. How do they actually stitch together? Well, they don't stitch together too badly. It's a bit weird. And you end up with a whole load of crap down below. But maybe that with a couple of beam pieces. Or even actually a rod across the top, a thin one. It doesn't go to a nice colour, that does it? That's the trouble. It's always kind of matte looking. Spending a lot of time in this. Spending a lot of time in this. But once I've kind of got the style, as I said, once I've kind of got the style, it'll be. Oh, hello. You're a bit huge. It'll be easier. Well, you're all too massive, aren't you? That's too massive. Bamboo isn't going to be right. What are you like? No, you're huge as well. Cheers, Gecko. Have a good one. We haven't achieved very much. We haven't achieved very much. I could just go with a painted round one, I guess. Or even a non-painted round one. This looks a bit huge, doesn't it? That looks garbage though, doesn't it? It just looks garbage. It looks rubbish. Actually, that don't look too bad. That might be doable. So that obviously isn't going to be there because it's going to have the next one overlapping it. So it'll be like that. Etc, etc, etc. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. So that would be our railing, and then our buildings would be sat kind of behind it. And the buildings I don't really know what I'm doing with yet in terms of their actual structures. But we could just kind of go... You're all right. You're all right, Rem. All good. So you could have just pretended you were one of the people lurking, and I would never have known. Could pretended you were a lurker. Let's see what this looks like. So, like, I could completely change the shape of this. How big do I want it to be? And I kind of want to hide this wall away as well. I was busy cleaning rabbit pens. Lovely. Bet that was a lovely job. Pellets. Poo pellets everywhere. Sorry to take you away from your food, Davina Attenborough. Who named Davina? Who named Davina? I don't remember. But off you go. Sorry. Take your poo with you. Let's do that. I'll move that over there for a minute. So let's clear this out. We need to just get from that point to that point. I'll stick that up there for a minute. Keeper won't be able to get there, but never mind. And all of the wall has to obviously has to stay there, but we don't have to be able to see it. Oh, what are these? Oh, alright, that's fine. It's not even supposed to be there. And I would quite like to do that. Let's just get that inspiration picture back up quickly again. That one. I want the picture. I don't care about you. I quite like to do this stuff. The trouble is I'm not anywhere near as high over the water as that is. I don't know. We can kind of do something that implies it a bit. Because I've got this, I guess I've got this gap. I don't want to go much higher than kind of the water level because they can't get in and out. That's the trouble. It does need to be pretty much flush on the water. So it needs to be down like this level, because otherwise they do that really derpy animation to get out. And in fact, it needs to be level with this, because otherwise the keepers won't be able to get back to it. But it doesn't have to be that shape. It might be better if it was a little bit more irregular. Like it was, I don't know, maybe more kind of comes out at a different shape here. Did I need to remove those? I didn't really need to remove those. I could have just moved them. Let's put them back in. We definitely don't need the ice though. Okay, right. Let's actually do something. So these could be kind of, because you can kind of overlap these. Maybe if it's like a, that might be quite cool. It's got like a point to it, and we point that point at the deck, at the viewing area. So that would be like a front, like a comes up to kind of a peak in a roof. So that's like a nice little weenie silverite land, and then that goes over there. I don't know if I can. My one issue is this post. I don't know if I can actually lower this post, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe I can take the water out. No, I can't take the water out of this habitat. This is what's really annoying about this curved barrier top, because I brought the curved barrier top down so close to the water line. If I take the water out of this habitat, oh, I have a problem. I don't think I can move that post. No. Oh, I really want to move that post down though. I can't switch it to a different type either. Everything's got to go up then. And this is where they won't be able to get in and out of the water to get into this. I guess there could be like a lower level to it. I don't know. So if you're back here, see, if you're back here, you can't really see them back there anyway. This is blocking. So you're only really getting the view of that from down here. So that's really just a feature for this point. Okay. Yeah, I don't need it overlapping that much. Oh, I could do that bit. Yeah. I'm just thinking that bit that's got the exposed sort of trusses and stuff. I could do here, couldn't I? Yeah. That'll look cool. So I don't need to worry about it on the other side, because you can't really see it on the other side anyway, because you're never really getting a good view of that. Overlapping these is a bit crap, but I think there's not really a lot of other option. They don't overlap particularly neatly. Okay, I'm going to tidy that up at all. Right, so I'm pretty sure right now they won't be able to get, the seals won't be able to get onto this platform. Let's have a quick check. They're going to say no. Oh, they can. Interesting. I bet that animation will be impressive of just like jelly flubber. Like a big blubbery flubber mess. They can't get up from below, obviously. Because we've disconnected the ramp. I do love that. I have to say, I absolutely love the tunnel and the fact that they dive down through that. It's so fun. It's a shame you can't have it. It's a shame you can't have these feeder things like shallower. Like, how amazing would it be if you actually saw a keeper walk up to the edge and just like chuck a handful of fish in? Or even a more amazing, you saw them, I mean this is Moon on a Stick time, but if you saw them actually interact with the animal. Like if the keeper came up to the edge and dropped one in. Right, so this can have our little trusses in. I think this will be alright once it's kind of tidied away. Maybe that edge doesn't want to be quite as square as that either. So let's take that post out. That one's not got support anyway. Interaction would be really nice, yeah. It would, wouldn't it? I saw the yeah, I saw that thing. I think Drew posted it. Nicholas Line Rider's thing about automation. Or maybe it was Estan actually posted it. That looks so cool. Like that's all we need. Not automation, the sort of automaton things, the keepers and the whatever they're called. They don't really though, Rem. They don't really. They kind of just, and it's not really an interaction. It's like a passive thing. They throw something over, but they won't do it into water, so it doesn't work with an aquatic animal anyway. They chuck stuff. They basically, I don't even know if you watch the educator throw it, whether it just they do. I think what happens is they just do like an animation, and then you see something spawn in the habitat. Like something just appears in the habitat, a pile of food, basically. You don't see them actually throw in anything. Okay, so he can get up there. Okay, so this whole rail thing is going to screw everything. It's going to screw everything. None of them are going to be able to get anywhere as soon as I start putting this in. It still feels too chunky, guys. The top beam still feels too chunky. I mean, I guess I could just use that as it's supposed to be used, but I want something that's like that thickness. Post. So these things are just too big, aren't they? You've seen the recent discoveries on modding. I think you'll mod the game at some point. The only I can imagine I will. The only thing that worries me slightly is that you do something and then an update comes out and the update breaks the mod, and so you end up then with a load of stuff that's broke. The things that are like the screens though, like the screen mod, that seems pretty unintrusive because you can, although I don't 100%, I couldn't quite 100% work out what from that mod how it works, because I think you still have to have an animal. It just replaces the picture, so the picture on your screen replaces you replace the picture on the screen. But in my example here, that would mean I'd have to replace any sign that I wanted to do with a grey seal with another picture. And the problem with that is, that you can't pick another animal, because you'd think, because what would work really well is if you could put any animal on a screen. So you choose an animal you've not put in your habitat. I know you choose something that isn't particularly popular, and then assign a new picture to that one and you switch it on. But it doesn't work like that. You have to have the animal that you've got in the habitat. I'm pretty sure if you log out with it set to an animal that's not in the habitat, when you come back in again it'll be off. Thank you very much for the follow, Solid JDTV. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. But yeah, no, I can totally imagine myself modding at some point. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that the need to do mods becomes less, because a lot of the mods that they're putting in are things that seem like they're feasibly quite relatively simple for the game. The ones I really like, I haven't used any yet. I don't know if I'm overly keen on the animals, although I have to say some of the the quality of what the guys are producing is pretty amazing. Gonna have a look at this lattice. Or maybe it doesn't even need a fence around the edge of it. I think it doesn't. I think we'll just go with a building. yeah, some of the quality that they've producing is amazing. I think the one that I really like is the one, or the ones that I like that I've seen are the ones that are like remove all of the box from a small exhibit, and the one that removes the box from the one that removes the box from the shop and stuff like that. Those are so cool. Oh. Yeah, you're right. Wooden things would get crushed anyway. Something a bit more chunky like this, I think, would be alright, but I'm not even sure. I'm just not even really sure I've got space to do this. I just want something that's got like a raised, that comes up to a point here. Oh, that does Z-fi it, doesn't it, from a distance? Let's actually get the shape, the peak. Maybe just a single beam going between each log, more like a railing instead of a fence. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could use these pieces to create some sort of focal point. So what have I got that works nicely with that? I guess I could use the. I guess I could actually use the climbing pieces. Oh, what's that like? Oh, hello. You're taking a little swim. You're supposed to use the walkway provided, sir. Thank you, Luna, for the follow. Luna Fast Wi-Fi. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. This is all a bit too long, isn't it? Plank. You plank. Yeah, I tried the painted plank. It's all a bit too thin. I think maybe the Australian one. I've just turned the game sounds on, by the way, guys. I just forgot that I hadn't put them on. These will work. These work quite well with this stuff. In fact, let's actually get a roof piece. It'd be way easier just to use a roof piece as our guide. Let's get this in the right position. So I just want something that's like maybe as tall as, maybe that's too tall, but something that's kind of up there. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I think maybe that would be alright. Okay, so let's just clad this then. So this might be better as the thin. This might be better as the thin plank, or the yeah. Oh, I already had plank. I already typed plank, and now I'm the plank for reselecting the plank. Thin. There it is. In fact, actually, that one that we've got isn't terrible. Maybe I just use this. Maybe I just use this. I wonder if you can make. I wonder if you can kind of like add some detail onto these. Makes it look a little bit less kind of flat textured. So if you just kind of go. I don't know, like that. I'm gonna get some Z-Fight in there, but that might work. Let's do that a bunch of times. So let's get all of those. Group. Oh, you don't move nicely, swine. Yeah, I just want something to like. I just want something to break up the flatness of that texture. Everything's the same color, but that doesn't really make an enormous amount of difference. Sort of deliberately making that different so that it's just got a bit of depth to it. It's probably not really worth bothering with in all fairness, but hey ho. Hey ho. It doesn't really add much, does it? Forget it, take it out. It's not worth it. I love the seals make that like face fart sound. Sound like that thing when you do that with you cup your hand under your armpit. That's what they sound like to me all the time. Excuse me. Yeah, pipes might look better at the end. The rusty ones. Rods. Rod. Tell you what I played the other day. I haven't played for absolutely ages, but I played my Wii. I played Mario Kart on my Wii. It was so much fun. It's one of those what can we do at Christmas when there's nothing you can do, nowhere you can go type things. I don't know. Let's play the Wii. So my girlfriend doesn't play computer games, so it was a bit of a coup to actually get her to play the Wii. She actually really enjoyed it. She nearly smashed the tele. We played that old tennis one as well that was always popular on the Wii. It's like Sega Tennis or something. She needed to smash the television a couple of times. It's like, babe, please step back from the screen. Stop channeling your inner Sharapova. I miss the Wii so much. My mum said it. My mum sold it when we moved to the US from Brazil. Yeah, it was pretty fun. They're pretty fun. quite limited. I don't think I've got that many games for it, but you know, like Mario Kart and. So that would be cool ones to do on stream, wouldn't it? I don't think I could do it because I'd have to somehow. I don't think I could do it, but having ones that like that you could play Mario Kart with everybody that's in your community, that would be kind of cool. Maybe there's like emulators. There probably are. It got to me. I got to meet Miss Sharapova at the Miami Open. She was so sweet. Interesting. Yeah, she's a bit of a. She's like head grunter of all the Gruntsville, isn't she? She's like a machine. I don't know if she's even. I don't particularly follow tennis, I have to say, but although I grew up in, I was born in Wimbledon, so I should have some heritage there. Random, but I don't really. But I think that's the only time I ever watch the tennis is when Wimbledon's on. I've been a couple of times. I mean, we could go corrugated with this. We could actually make this a corrugated roof. I don't know if these want to be bigger pieces or smaller pieces. I think maybe they want to be the smaller piece. Do, 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 do. I think this probably needs a bit of wood in there with it as well, underneath. Yeah, I don't know if it's the thing that all of the different tennis competitions do, but like Wimbledon, they do a thing like day tickets, and you can stand in the queue, so you can get all your tickets beforehand. Like if you're rich. And you get, because they do a really limited number of tickets for Wimbledon, but they have what's called day tickets, which is just a super limited number of tickets that they give out for the not show courts, and then the ground pass, which means you just get into the grounds and can kind of walk around and stuff. And they're actually quite cheap, so that was quite cool. So I did that ages ago. I've done that a couple of times. But they pick all the ball boys. They picked all the ball boys from the school I used to go to, or the schools in that area. Ball boys and ball girls. What's going on there? Got like a piece showing through. Oh, it's that. Yeah, something just as simple as this might work. Maybe that shouldn't be wood either. Oh, it's narrower at the other end, this one. Spinach. I don't remember how it was here, but my two tennis friends were ball boys. I wanted to be one, but I applied too late. Yeah, I can't remember how they picked them. I think it was like random, like a lottery sort of thing. Like you had to apply, and then they picked them at random. Are you just chilling? She's just like keeping a beat there. She was doing some moonwalking in the background. Bit of Billie Jean in her head. Okay, so it needs some support. Love that canopy. I mean, it's nothing special yet, but it needs some support. So it needs a cross beam. It needs some beams that come out to the side, and needs something here. So these are cool, but they're kind of massive. What about the? We'll use that. What are these called again? Deck? Jetty. That's not what I want. Oh, that is what I want. Don't really know what I'm doing, but hey ho. That don't work. That's a little bit too long. That's alright. Brune. That's good enough. Does that kind of come out that end now? That's alright. So I want another one of those over here. Yeah, I just think it would be cool to have something that's like a little focal point for up here. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be, as long as I keep it fairly small, I don't have too much more stuff coming down to the ground. In theory, it will be all right for the traversable area gubbins. Is that sticking out that end? Yeah. Yeah, like for sure. That one. Yeah. Okay. Some bits going across. To say, this is never one of the things that I particularly think I'm very good at. Some people are very good at doing kind of building architectural integrity and all that sort of stuff, but and I know there's like loads and loads of people that have done sort of little guides on how you're supposed to put a roof like support and all that sort of thing together, but I think for me, as long as it looks sort of feasible, then I'm not going to sweat it too much. Because that would be another one of those things. It's like the borderline between fun and things looking good. Or things just being not a chore. I might keep. I think I'm actually going to keep the prefab roof piece because I think it is alright. Maybe we add something that kind of comes up here as well. So I would say it then needs some thinner pieces coming across from those to this. I hate doing roofing. Well, it's a good enough thing. Yeah. See, I think that's pretty credible as something that would actually kind of hold itself up. It needs some stuff at ground level at the bottom of this post. But I don't think that's too bad. So the weight is transferred into that. And then maybe if we had another one that was like that as well. Hello camera. Thanks for your enthusiasm. What's going on there? That's not right. Have I got that all in a different position then? Doesn't look very even, does it now? Is that... Oh, I can't work out what I've done there. Is that not straight? Does that not go... Is that not going straight? Is that what it is? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's not quite right. I think that maybe that cross beam is not at 90 degrees. If we do some stuff like some bits of rope and some tackiness kind of hanging down off of this. Yeah, look how wrong it is. What are you doing, Tobes? Look how wrong it is. Can't you see how wrong it is? I mean, that doesn't, that shape there and that shape there look the same. Maybe it's just when I move it, it moves off of center because I've got two pieces selected. So you and then your other little friend come over here. It's wrong, isn't it? Why is it doing that? That looks different. It's not a million miles off, but it is different. It's definitely this post. It's definitely these two. They're not flat. That's okay. That's good enough. That is good enough for me. Right, I need something at the bottom of the post. Just to make it, so we're not going to do this at all. We're actually going to do something really simple. We are probably going to put some sort of rail around some of it. But I think if we just kind of decorate the shizzle out of this, that this can be wood. Can we do... What can I put that's like a that looks more like a solid structure at the bottom of that? Pillar. I remember what this is called. It's the modern one I'm looking for. New World. New World. Where are you? That guy. It was column. Why did it not come up as column? So, if we do plaster pillar or concrete pillar would be cool, yeah. I think just kind of maybe just doing like this. Hey, Mrs. T. Ah, it doesn't stick out. I wanted the other bits to stick out. How's it going? Yeah, it's going alright. We're just doing this little sort of jetty, starting this little kind of jetty thing up here for our kind of sunning area, and I need to fix up all the path, that transition thing. We've got a kind of little inspiration picture we're working to a little bit, but not massively. What did I actually do over here? So I just used the concretes there. What are you doing down there, champ? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? What's there? What's there? What is it? You seem transfixed by something that isn't there. You're trying to tell me something? Someone trapped down the well? They are like pooches, aren't they? What's that? What's that? You haven't got a wet nose because you're underwater. I think we'll save you from your perpetual struggles and put you over there. Oh yeah, you haven't been here at all, have you? So I fixed up the canopy from the last stream, and I put some lights in and stuff. So that's a cool look. I'm way happier with this now than I was before. And I think I did some lights back here. That needs some lights in there. Reminds me of my Aussie when I used the fisheye camera lens. I've put a few little markers and things in for me to remember stuff, so I've got to do some stuff here. That's education board needs to change. But yeah, it's coming along. Oh, I lit that one as well, so that when you're coming down this path you get this kind of interesting little view. I think this is going to be like a frog or a newt or something in there, which I need to do a sign for. But yeah, other than that, it's coming along. It's coming along. The lights are nice, aren't they? I like the light in general in this game. I talked about this earlier. It's like, does make such a big difference. Okay, so this pillar needs that same dealy. What was it again? New world. It was. I thought it was. Oh, column. It was column, not pillar. In fact, it's right there. So I think if this has just got like rope and stuff, like bits, like some detailing hanging off of it. Have we got? I can't remember. We've got net, haven't we? We've got habitat net. About to start a new zoo. I drew it all out. It will be nothing like the sketch. Yeah, I don't really ever draw stuff out. Or maybe I should. Again, maybe that would make me more efficient. I feel like I've made a net before. What's that? Tug rope. Oh, could be kind of handy. Can we just shove you in there? Not that they're going to use it, but I don't suppose I can change the colour of that. No, I can't. I wonder what animals use that then. Tug rope. The dogs. Oh yeah, of course they do. I want to try and be more efficient and finish an area before moving on, but that won't work either. Yeah, that's what we talked about the other day. I'm trying to be better at that. And I'm not too bad at it. The trouble is the point of problem with that is that you have to be able to say something's done. And I don't really ever say something's done. There's always things to be meddled with. Oh, I know, like these as well. My mum is a countertop saleswoman, so she has access to listings that contractors look at. So have unlimited access to concept designs, even secret ones. Brilliant. Let's see. We don't want all of that stuff, but can we get the? Can we get just the details off of this? Can we just get those like bubbles sticking out? This is a little bit silly, but I kind of want that little. I want that little nub. That little nub. Is that shown through the other side? No. I don't know. Just as some stuff and things. Guess I can make some knotted ropes as well. Kind of pointless little details, but I do think it makes a difference eventually. In my brain it does. Have I made a mess over this side? No, that side it's okay. A little tiny little bit there, but it's okay. Guess if maybe I slightly angle it back in, like that. Yeah, Arc tonight, 8 o'clock. I heard you got duped by the sales, unfortunately. Yeah, it's still really expensive, Arc. I'd forgotten how ridiculously expensive it gets. They do quite often have sales on though. There is quite frequently. That looks crap on this side. So 8 PM will be in some 4 hours from now, Rem. So we'll finish this one, what, in about 45 minutes? Then I'll have a couple of hours break, and then yeah. Yeah, it probably won't even be that long, to be honest, Mrs. T. It'll probably be before that. There's usually something that means that they do a sale. I suspect they've probably bumped it up for Christmas and stuff. Well, they dropped it, I think, because of the new announcement, and then they put it back up again. But it is kind of crazy that it goes from like nothing-y price to. I think before Christmas it was like 12 quid or something, 15 quid, back up to like 50 quid. I'm sure I had net at some point. I'm sure I'd made net for the monkeys pen system I haven't used yet. I started building that. Oh, what's that? Large net piece. Ooh, that's friggin' huge. Okay. Rope. So I put a few of these at the bottom of this sort of stuff and things. Wow, that actually fits around that pole perfectly. Meat balls. Yeah, it doesn't need it up there. Too much. So there's some of these. Are there small ones of these as well? Yeah, I think Lindsay was a little bit gutted that you weren't coming in. Do you like franchise Toves or prefer sandbox? I can't decide which one to build in. I just wish you could control the time and weather in franchise. That is 100% the reason why I don't play in franchise. I've still got a franchise zoo which I quite like, and I probably will do some stuff on it again. But it's quite difficult to make content on the franchise zoos because I just seem to always end up in a position where I'm like, the weather's crap, the time of day is crap, can't get a decent screenshot, sitting here for hours and hours and hours waiting for a bit of weather. And I can't get it. It makes a massive difference, and unfortunately, the thumbnail makes a massive difference to whether anybody watches it. And if you amazing if you can be someone that makes content that kind of just goes, I don't really care if it doesn't get views. But where's this rope going? Oh, it's there. But yeah, it's kind of tricky. Is there not a smaller one of those? I guess we could kind of make it look like it's at the bottom. Why can't I get anything to... What is wrong with me today? Everything is like a struggle. Straight. 2 meters straight. I'd like to have a proper net piece in the game to make fantastic aviaries and other stuff. So have you guys seen the Prehistoric Kingdom updates? They've definitely got their eyes on what Planet Zoo are doing, 100%, because it seems like they keep deliberately putting into all of their dev blogs things that are clearly the banes of Planet Zoo players' life, like Aviary. So they had a dev blog out this week. Is that even? It's not even vertical, is it? I just get a building piece. They put a dev blog out this week that talked about how in the small exhibits you'll be able to hide. One of the options will be that you'll be able to hide the box basically, and so that you can just blend it in with the rest of the terrain or rest of your kind of habitat and stuff. I don't know how that will work with the actual animals, but I guess if you place multiple around in the same kind of habitat space. That's why I don't build in franchise. I want the money side, so it's more fun. Well, can't you play whatever the other option is then? The third option. No one ever really talks about. Whatever the other option is. The one that kind of lets you do sandbox, but... Or you can... Does it have... I can't remember if it's got the whole franchise buying system stuff. Challenge, you can't control time either. Alright. I hope it matches the hype. Yeah, that's my one thing about it. Is so far, I have to say, so far I haven't been overly amazed by the animation of the dinosaurs. I don't know if I think I'm in the minority there. I think a lot of people think they look really cool. But it is kind of one of the reasons why I bought Ark back to the channel was, and actually the coincidence of Ark 2 being announced was just a lucky result. But I'm going to be what I'm going to be building tonight. I'm recording as well as streaming. So I'll be actually putting a video out for the first time in a long time on Ark. And yeah, PK was one of the Prehistoric Kingdom was one of the reasons, kind of one of the logical sense points about around me bringing it back to the channel. I'll just put that underground. I didn't want to do that. Oh, you Smurf! Please let me just click you. Oh, there you go. So if I just put that kind of sit in, in theory that looks like maybe it's the bottom. You can enable money and conservation in Sandbox. Can you? I was not aware of this. So we can pretend this is some sort of kind of enrichment thing. It doesn't really matter. It's just a bit of detail. Oh, actually, it's a bit rubbish with that on there. Small. Is that what you want out of the franchise then? You want the money and the credits thing? Let's have a quick look. You want cash. So game. Economy settings. Disable unlimited cash. Disable unlimited conservation credits. But can you actually trade animals? I guess you can. Yeah, that'd work. That'd work. I have to say though, Mrs. T, I mean on my franchise zoo, it does effectively become that you've got unlimited conservation credits and unlimited money after a while, because you just have so much. Like, I never ever consider the money in my franchise zoo, and I never consider the confiscation credits because I've got so many of both. So yeah, there's your answer. I wonder if we put a piece of corrugated on top of this, whether we could kind of make it look like it's been patched. Maybe it does adds a little bit of detail. Oh, didn't want to go that way. Not that you really ever get to see that, but hey ho. slowly giving up on your YouTube anyway. Yeah, we talked about. You talked about focusing more on Twitch this year, anyway, right? Takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time. The videos take a lot of time, and I think it's increasingly becoming more and more. I don't know. I've still got mixed opinions on this. I think I've said this to you before, and by no means am I the sage or font of all knowledge at all, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But the discoverability factor is the thing that really stops me from saying do that entirely. Yeah, I think that just had something. Right, so let's do some like what other sort of aquatic-y bits have we got? Content pack. So did you not see a significant jump up from the Christmas stuff you did? The miniature thingy doodler. That a bit naff? I think maybe that's a bit naff up there, in all fairness. A bit naff. Aquatic lamppost. Kind of huge. Unfortunately not. Did it get good numbers though? You just didn't see a big jump in your subs or anything. I have to say I haven't looked at your YouTube for a while, in all honesty. Can I change the colour? I can change the colour of those. I guess we could put the whale thing up here. Whale. Oh, maybe it's a bit massive. It's a bit too big. Yeah, the Christmas Tiny Zoo thing was a genius project. I think maybe it wasn't helped by the timing, but I might be wrong. But you did get I vaguely remember it getting plugged by Frontier and stuff, which makes a bit of a difference. Do you plan what you work on? What, to the extent what you were talking about with drawing stuff? Not really. I've definitely never drawn something. I'm quite visual in my head anyway, so my brain has usually got pictures in it. Oops, didn't want to do that. But no, I don't tend to. Oh, more so a schedule. Yeah. that I'm trying to be better at this year. Although the trouble with schedules sometimes, especially when if you're not super confident with what you're doing, or you're not, I don't know. I mean, don't create. I think my thing is I don't want to create something that I can fail by. So the pressure point of you deciding on a schedule, and then if you wake up one day and you're like, I don't really want to be on camera, or I don't really want to be doing it. There's a school of thought that's like force yourself just to do it, but I don't think that personally is particularly good for your mental health. So a schedule is a good thing to have some sort of structure, as long as when you're not meeting your schedule, you're not like hating on yourself, and because that kind of we talked about this right at the beginning of the stream about it being fun. And if you're trying to treat it as a job, obviously there's an element of like whether you make an argument to yourself whether it should be that you just kind of, well, you're committed to doing this, you're committed to doing it, etc., etc. The job doesn't always have to be fun. You've just got to get it done, etc. But I think the thing is, in especially in streaming, if you're not having fun or not enjoying it, it's tangibly visible to people. If you're down or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't stream, but you know what I mean? It's sort of I don't know, maybe you're better off just giving yourself. So that's what I'm being personally careful to. I put a schedule out in every Monday, but I certainly don't have like a year-long plan at all or anything like that. I don't really live like that. I have ambitions and I have intentions and I have ideas, lots of ideas, but I definitely don't have something that's like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. But we've had this conversation before, Mrs. T. It's like I'm not particularly. Depends how driven you want to be. It depends how like really kind of at it you want to be. I'm not at all the sort of person that you should take as a guide for like how to grow your channel quickly, because I'm not really that. We've talked about this before. I'd rather have something that I'm proud of and something that I enjoy spending my time in, compared to something that's got 3 times the number of viewers or 3 times the number of subscribers. Obviously, it would be lovely to have both of those things, but there's certain types of content that you can make. I was watching a stream last night, totally different sort of game. And the guy was talking about how this is crap. Some people make those videos that are like 10 things that are wrong about such and such. And that's not the sort of stuff. And that's not me throwing shade at anybody that's doing that. It's just not the sort of stuff I want to do. I don't really want to be a voice of negativity. I want to be a voice of positivity and calmness, because that's, I don't know, and fun. And I don't really want to be, I don't know, I think I've got like a thing that's like, and I'm quite cynical. I can be quite cynical. And sometimes I look at stuff, I'm like, do you actually believe that? Or have you just done that in order to get clicks? Joe, I don't know. It's a shame there's not shorter bits of rope. Because it'd be quite nice to have this kind of hanging down off the side, but it's not going to be doable. Is that all going to fight like a boss? Kind of. That's all right. That's just a little random. I mean, I guess I could hang it. I guess I could just have it hanging down. Another thing I was tempted to do the other day. So I read something about. So it's quite an important thing. I think personally, mental health is quite an important thing to pay attention to anyway. But especially at the moment, and I think in something like this, like streaming and content creation in general, I think mental health is quite easy to get. I don't know, easy to get to disregard and not think, because you're basically, what you're doing effectively is you're putting your self-value in a number that sits up there. I'm quite tempted to get rid of that number sometimes, because I'm like, it's distracting. It's like, would I talk to, I mean, obviously there's like, you know, the people that, if there's no one in chat, that's harder. But if I had 400 people sitting in chat, sitting viewing, and, you know, a few of you chatting, I wouldn't want to change the way that I do it. I wouldn't want to be like, okay, now I've got to become a performing monkey in order to entertain you guys. I'd rather just kind of be genuine. Thank you, Luna. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And that's something that I'm, you know, trying to be careful of as I get a bit bigger, that I don't lose my sort of integrity. This is all very deep and meaningful, but, and you asked such an innocuous question. This is the trouble. Like, this is what streams do to you. I don't mind this because I quite like a bit of brain vom. Your brain is just spewing out thoughts, but I've made this so hard for myself because I made it on this angle. I've made this so damn hard for myself. I don't even really know if I'm going to want this when I've done it. But I think the pressure of a schedule, to go back to your question, the pressure of a schedule can be something you've got to be a bit careful of. I guess it's good to have a routine and that sort of thing, but for me, I'm just trying to be a little bit careful because it burns me out. It burns me out and it leaves me kind of just not wanting to do anything. Wow, I've made this so hard for myself. Okay, we might do that. And we might have to work out how we're going to kind of make it look like it's up there and down there. Down here is all right, because I can just kind of pull that bit of rope up. In fact, it could have a beam. It could actually have a fin at the bottom, a little thinny fin. So it looks like it's kind of weighted down there. Yeah, it's super weird that actually, because so I don't really talk about what I do for a living very much, but I've spent quite a lot of my time of my career as a project manager. I'm like actually a manager of things and runner of schedules, and that is slightly, a lot of my friends find that a little odd because I'm pretty, you know, in my real life, less so now I've got a bit older, but I've always been pretty spontaneous, and I think it's partly because of the fact that I'm, you know, professional kind of scheduler, professionally organised. I don't really want to have to do that in my own life, and so I don't. I kind of like the chaos factor. And I don't know if we'll stop talking about this in a minute because I'm just gibbering away to myself, but I don't know if it's necessarily good for creativity to be too rigid on a schedule. So it's all of that's I think for me is a compromise of like doing what I've said I'm going to do, but not being too worried about saying I'm not doing that today. I've changed my mind, and hoping that your viewer, values enough of your values what you do enough to kind of go, oh, it doesn't. That's fine. I'm happy. What's really cool for me, and what I am really massively appreciative of is seeing more and more of you guys that in my stuff that are like moving between the games that I play. I think that's, even though my numbers are still small and my number of YouTube subscribers is I'm really happy with, and it isn't massive, and it's always one of those things that's like the number of views is bigger than the number of subs and all that sort of thing. This is all wonky. But like, I don't know, for me that's like the quality. Seeing people in all three of the chats when I play different games or in any game, I see people. Just kind of nice. That's just kind of cool. What else have we got? Aquatic. I just want some extra little bits of detail and stuff. Maybe that. Maybe like a thing. Maybe like a little bit, sticky outy bit of bitness. I don't know. It's a bit weird because it's all rusty and then this is chrome, so probably not that. I think I just felt burnt out by YouTube trying to think of ideas and forgetting to record. Yeah, I think the thing is with that, my thought would be it's actually doing it that makes, and this is bit of an unfortunate thing about YouTube, is it's actually just doing it that makes such a difference. And the pressure is to like always have a new thing, always be cool, always have an amazing thing. Like I do a one-off habitat, always got to up it with the next thing. Like that's definitely isn't that great for you, I think, because you're always just like, okay, so I've done this cool thing that got really good traction and results, so now I've got to like make it better. And that's always just like a thing you're gonna fail at, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I just try not to have that. Great nap, thanks, Tobes. You're welcome. Thanks, Chrissy. I have some value in the world, even if it's to get Chrissy off to sleep with my dulcet tones, apparently. I still see bubbles coming up out of the water. It's not right. It's not supposed to be doing that. I don't know if this is probably a bit crap. Do 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 do. Curtain moss. Can we put a bit of moss in there? That might help. A bit of kind of sea gunge. Oh, that might help that. Look, that does kind of help that. Bit of gunge. Do, 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 do. No, too much. Step back. I still haven't used these trees. I don't really know what I'm ever going to use them for. Chrissy helped me out massively. She's a good egg. In what way? I'm sure she is a good egg, but what way did she help you out massively? Chrissy's told me about a exclamation mark lurk thing that I need to suss out. On my streams, which I had completely misunderstood what she was chatting about, but now I understand. We proved I'm a Hufflepuff. Aha. This is gonna have the, I think this is gonna end up with a cladding round it. The stone, not sure. I should see my Mr. Potato Head. He went to rehab. Another Mr. Potato Head. Do 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 do. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. Should I pop into Discord? You can do. I'm not there. I'm here, but you can do. God, I really need a way in a minute. What time are we up to? 2:47. It's in PZ General Chat. Oh right, sorry, I'm missing something. PZ General Chat. Potato on acid, potato hits the bottle, potato gets... Hold on. I don't know if I can get this in, can I? Hold on, let's have a look, see. Let's get this on the... Zero context, just popped it in there. No worries, we'll put it on the screen. Potato on acid. Potato hits the bottle. Potato passes rehab. Fair enough. Zero context, but fair dues. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. I don't even know what that is, but it kind of adds something. It does add something to it. Just the jankiness of it. I don't know. Right, let's get me like some props and stuff and things. Bunting. I don't know. I guess we can have some stuff like... I'm getting a bit worried they're not going to be able to move around up here. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If I do too much. Maybe some chests and things. Chesticles. No? Is it tea? There it is. Oh. Okay, so how's that looking from over here now? Still quite underwhelming. Right, let's go back to this then. So I think maybe if this gets some more chunkiness, some more framing and stuff, that will help. I still don't really know what I'm doing this with this wall either, whether that's stay in stone or not. Plaster. Oh, it's a mess down here still. Thought I'd done this. I've done the rest of the tanks. That's the only one I haven't done, I think. Actually, maybe that wants to be. I think that maybe that wants to be square. So column, painted brick. These are really thick, aren't they? I seem to remember. Yeah. What's the painted brick one like? That's really thin. Do. So many fonts. I wonder if we could add some like, nah. I was gonna say some details to that, but I think it'd just be too much if I do. Need something up there, like a sign or something. I don't know. That's better. Okay, so beam. No, that's too big. Okay, so we're using, that's the smallest one of these. I think it's the right size. I want smaller things. I mean, that's the biggest thing about Prehistoric Kingdom that they've promised that we'll have to see how much of a game changer that is. That it's like that you can scale things dynamically. Because that will be such a difference if you can scale things dynamically and they don't have crappy textures when you do that. I can't see how they can possibly do that though. But maybe it's super clever. Actually, these are more kind of grey in my reference picture. It's a bit more kind of weathered looking. Like that. So we've got a beam that goes along underneath. Welcome back. Like that. That looks like it's slanted again, doesn't it? I think the whole platform is not flat, but that's like I'm all right with that because it looks like it's kind of sloping down towards the focal point. I don't mind that too much. Right, so if we get some wee plackets, excuse you, Martin in the background. Does that stick out? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Luna. Thanks for the host. Appreciated. Yeah, so that's the same thing again, isn't it? So we don't... I've got to work out what that means when that happens. Because I don't really understand. It's a host. It's a host. I don't really understand what the difference between a host and a raid is. Do you understand, Mrs. T, what the difference between a host and a raid is? Yeah. So 299... It says 299 people hosted. Hosted you with 299 viewers. But I don't think there's 299 new people in the chat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am, sorry. I haven't made you exactly... Yeah, raid means they're bringing live people to your stream. So what's a host mean then? Let's make this kind of rusty looking. Does that mean that person's just added me to their host list? It's a bit deceptive though, isn't it? Because it says well, not deceptive, but the misleading. The host is that they are hosting your stream on their Twitch channel to X amount of people that follow that person. But that doesn't mean that there's 100. So that doesn't mean that there's. Oh, okay, right. So that could mean that there's 199 other people, 299 other people watching, but that they're not on my channel. They're on that person's channel. Right. Gotcha. Well, hello, if that's the case. Hi, welcome. Stuff and things. So the number is the total number of followers that person has. I don't think that bit's right, Chrissy, because the number on the last person that did that changed. But does that mean that there's 299 people watching actively on that person's channel when they did it? Well, if they're on the off chance that there are another 299 people watching, then I best give you a little bit of a tour, because that's what people do, don't they, when they just get new peeps come into their channel. So we're working on this grey seal habitat. We've been working on this grey seal habitat many weeks, because I'm glacially slow. There's some signs and stuff that are all placeholders. We've got this little path. There's another placeholder. We've got a little kind of newt pond type dealy. We've got the underwater viewing section down here, which you can't really see jack through because the water's too murky. We've got some magical bubbles that surface through the water. It reminds me of they remind me of Sonic. Do you remember the Sonic sections where you swam underwater and you had to kind of catch the bubble to carry on breathing? And he did that little thing when he caught the bubble. He went doot, doot, doot. That meant he was breathing again. We've got this upper dealy who the guys have started coming up here now. That gives them a view of the little sun deck section. I've only got a very limited number of people in the zoo at the moment. It's only this habitat. That's not really supposed to be there. And then we've got the arena dealy, which has got kind of two ways in, the bottom layer and the top layer, and they're under this kind of canopy thing. And there you go, and that's your talk dealy. This is coming together. That's starting to look more interesting. I wonder if I put some lights under there just to kind of light it from the underneath. What time are we on? 3:30. Yeah, so it never gets particularly light over there, so it might benefit from just having a few little sneaky lights hidden underneath things that just kind of point up. So if we use the best, I find the best one for this is this New World Path light. Just get it, shove it under, and then lose it forever and not be able to press anything on it. I need to switch it on. I want it on all the time. See, that's just adding a little bit of more light to that. It's not a load, but it will, if I put a million of them down there, it will help. And it shines through the... It shines through. Oh. I think it's making a difference. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not doing bugger all. It's not, is it? Oh no, it is. Look, as I removed them, Can see it's doing something. And what does that look like in the night? Yeah, that's alright. I'm alright with that. I don't want loads of light inside the habitat because it's all a bit, that's a bit of a no-no, but I can put some, I can definitely put some more of these little deals. These kind of look like little jetty lights. We sink them down into that. Save your piece count and use the disc stadium light. I did use that quite a lot in the dome, and I ended up taking it out because I found it actually reduces your performance. Because it, I'll show you. Do you mean this, the stadium light? I'll show you what I mean. Because this gives you like a, it sort of gives you like a soft light. And so I did quite a lot of this in the dome, and then like knock the light down to do that. I found that after a while, it creates almost like a softness to everything, and I started to notice performance drops. And I took them when I took them out, because you get, I don't know. I mean, that is kind of nice. I don't know. Maybe we'll use it. Thank you, Slotty J. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. See what I mean? It almost creates like a misty effect to it. I don't know. I'm uncertain. I think probably the piece count worry is well and truly gone anyway. we're well and truly beyond the worry of piece counts. Why does that little duty not show up over here? Interesting, never got a lag, but we definitely see the misty thing. Yeah, I still used it quite a lot in the tropical dome because that misty thing fit quite well with the humidity, because I was going for the sort of humidity thing in there. That worked quite well for that. But yeah, it's the fuzziness that it does that I kind of didn't like in the end. Most of the lights you do have to turn down, I find as well. You have to really knock back, otherwise they're too much. I tend to do a combination of lights that you can see and then hidden lights that I'm actually using to do the lighting. So that's kind of what I did under the canopy over there as well. Oh, this is going to be underneath the ramp. That doesn't need to be one there. So let's see what that looks like. That's starting to become something. I think if we knock all this right back as well though, and we maybe put some lights under the water up here just to give a bit of an ambience. So let's knock those down. I do love the lighting effects though, it's so good. See, that's starting to do something, isn't it? And then maybe if we put some lights underneath, baubles. I need to knock these right back to like a dark blue. Maybe even like that. Stick a couple of those in back there. Not that one. Hello. That one. That seal looked like it had evolved into a biped somehow. Let's have a look at what that looks like then. Yeah, that definitely helps as well. I'll keep going. Right. I want to kind of get this to a point where it's finished and then I can call it. I'm not sure about these little trussy bits. I don't know if they really work. Maybe they do. Maybe they add something. Oh, do you know what I haven't done in an awful long time, apart from go for a wee, is I haven't saved the bloody thing. Let's go jump 4. I don't really know what I'm doing with this jump thing, but I'm saving it in various different jumps. I like them better. I like them flipped better when they look like thick nails or something. The bracket things. They sort of look like rivets, don't they, when they're like that? Oh. I've done it again. Is that actually in the wood? No. So I could do that. There we go. Do 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 do. And then the little bracket deals. Could kind of just do some. I wonder if that looks better just with the little square ones. It's not centered. Shocking. That looks alright. What about like a bit of chain or some tut like that? Chain. Well, there's those as well. Those are massive. Scottish. Aye. We haven't played that game again, have we? Got to play that again at some point. Think something, stuff and things. It's a shame that one's so freaking huge. That looks straight there, doesn't it? That's not straight. Voice changer would work magic on it. You reckon? We could actually just have that game. Maybe I should do that. Have that game where I make voice changes. Make it a voice changer. So I don't have to actually do the accent, I just press the buttons. Hey Wes, welcome back dude. That kind of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? If I'm just cheating and pressing the buttons rather than doing my my terrible accents. Oh. Right, there's going to be some more posts over here then by the looks of it. This is so tricky. This is so tricky. Oh dear. Well, it doesn't want to go all the way up there, does it? Doesn't want to go all the way up there. So what happens if I group this lot together and rotate it? I bet it goes janky as. Oh, it doesn't. It does actually behave. Oh, it's going through that. It's going through the lights. I don't want it going through the lights. They're funny. Slash stereotypically facial stereotyping. That looks rubbish. Let's just not have it coming up out of the water. Let's have it just going under the water and not worry about it. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have time, but I'm going to just put something in that's going to be like, remind me to make a boy, a buoy. So it's like a little kind of floating platform area. Not really floating platform, but bit for the seals. Right, where did I put all that? So it's that. That is the moss, Spanish moss. Yeah, obviously that needs doing properly, but it's a little thing. Little thing. It's not working right, this, but we'll get there. Moss. That guy. See you, Mrs. T. I'll be off soon myself, so yeah, there's going to be a mass buildathon tonight for me in the Arklands. It's about time I built myself a base. Quite looking forward to it, actually. I've got hundreds and hundreds of pieces ready to go. I'm going to do whatever I've done here with another pillar, but I'm not going to do it until I've worked out what's going on down here, how this transition is going to work. Do they need anything? They don't need anything like hay, do they? And then I've got to work out what's going back here as well. I think maybe this would be better as wooden cladding, but different, and that the stone just kind of ends here. Well, isn't here at all. I need what I'm trying to do with the stone cladding. I was thinking would be just the bits that you can see from the guest point of view would be clad. Hey Adam, how you doing, dude? Hope you're well. You are arriving pretty much at the end of the stream, unfortunately. What did we actually get done, guys? We did this little bed, which is pretty underwhelming. We've kind of worked on this deck area, which is coming together. Needs a bunch more like stuff. It needs things like sacks and whatever up there. Sac magique. Shove some of these things in there. I'll just putting some of these things down just to kind of remind me to do more. Thank you, Snarl Snap. Snarl Snap, did I read that right? Yeah, thank you very much. And then we need to work out how we're going to get across this little bridge section. So how they then transition down into the lower area. And I think I'm going to try and... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and divide this into like a front section that I'm going to consider done. And then I'm going to do a back section. No, this is not the community zoo, Wes. This is a freestanding one-off area, which may well end up becoming a zoo. I'm starting to feel like this may well end up becoming a zoo. Thank you for the follow, Snarl Snap. Appreciate it very much. Because it's getting pretty big, and I'm really starting to enjoy the feel of it. The trouble with doing these one-off habitats is they kind of end up having to like sit on their own. And I think by the time I've done this whole backstage area with the like birthing pools and all that sort of stuff that you're supposed to have for them, there's so much more to do. There really is so much more to do. Are you getting out of the water? So they can still swim down through the tunnel. Obviously at the moment they can't get up and over. This is all a bit worrying, isn't it? Can they not get through there? I wonder if it's just this. I can probably move all that bump out of the way. Detail is pretty insane. Thank you very much, Chrissy. Yes, I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. We'll be back. When am I next streaming on the PZ? It'll be next Tuesday. Back on the PZ lands. I may well put a video out of progress so far of this tomorrow on the Yub-Jubs. And then yeah, I'll be back tonight. Back in 3 hours for some Ark building. So yeah, thank you very much for the all the new follows. Thank you to the hosts. I'll have to figure out. Hope I wasn't coming across as being really ungrateful for that. I just couldn't really work out what a host was. So I know what a raid is. I just don't really work out what a host is. But I apologise if I was kind of being a bit rude there. But I wasn't meant to be. So we had a host from Luna Downs and Felix. Felix hosted you. That one looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Yeah, thanks for the new follows and stuff, and thanks for the peeps that have been here the whole time. Very much appreciate it. See ya. Thanks for the nap. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad I'll be of some use. All right, guys. Take it easy. Catch you on the next one. We should do a raid. How do I always forget this? I'm such a cloth ears, and I have the damn thing. Like, there's no point having the post-it note if you don't actually remember. We just literally talked about it as well. Right, let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. See, anyone who's got any suggestions, feel free. Planet Zoo. Let's have a quick look. There's someone that has hosted me a few times, so we might go back again to her. Hopefully I haven't lost everybody. Let's have a quick look. She's playing Planet Coaster at the moment, but we've had a few little tag teams where we've hosted each other backwards and forwards, and she seems nice. I think I hosted her ages ago. But we'll have a quick look. Hopefully there's still a few of you there. I'm just going to have a quick check. I just want to double check she's actually speaking English, because I think she sometimes speaks.
Guys, should we talk about dim sum again? Oh man.
Yeah, we'll go here. We'll go here. Say hello to her from me. Right, let's do this then. Right, take it easy, peeps. Have a good one.
There's nothing to replace. Okay, good. It's time to go right now. Oh.
Oh, there's only a couple of you.
Okay. I really want to go and eat dim sum.
Is it working?
I will definitely go and eat dim sum and I'll update you guys about it. But right now we don't have the time. Are you ready, kids?
Right, see you later.
Yeah, so cute. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that it was SpongeBob. Hey, oh my god, we have a second raid. What the heck is going on? Oh my god. Hey, thank you so much. Tubbs plays for the raid. I know you were playing Planet Zoo just now, right? Am I right? I saw it a little bit. Before I started my stream, I was just lurking in there. Yeah. Thank you for the raid. How is the stream, guys? Hi Razzle Dazzle. Oh my gosh. Hi, yeah. Thank you so much for the raid. We're playing Planet Zoo. Yay, correct. That was right. Hi, Gaming with Wesley Andy. Hello. Hi everybody. How was it? I'm sure he was like